What's up, Hugo? What's going on, man? Thanks for being here, Hugo. I appreciate that. Figured I'd start a little earlier today. Let's see if this is... Hopefully the wind doesn't blow this over. It's windy. The door's coming open again. Thanks, Earl. I appreciate it. I feel like this thing is too far away. There we go. So I'm going live from outside today. Hopefully the camera's not shaking too much. It's windy. Yeah, it's shaking. I can see it. Let's see. Is that better? Hey, Slapbuster. What's up, man? Crop Express. What's up, man? Mr. LiveScope. Oh, I ain't Mr. LiveScope. I still got a lot of learning to do with it. Can y'all hear okay, or is that wind too much? I'm trying to keep this from going back and forth, but like I said, y'all, it's pretty windy. Yeah, I figured I'd go live from outside tonight. That front came through today, and it's cool outside. It actually feels nice. It's so weird to have a cool front like this in June. Hopefully the kids aren't too loud. They're pretty loud. Hayden, thanks for being here. We've been working cows since Saturday. Wow. I know that's some work. Hope you're getting in some fishing soon, though. Yeah, it did, Crop Express. It cooled down quite a bit. It was really nice. Slab says raining, hot, and muggy here. That's crazy. It really surprised me. I knew they said it was coming in. I was out of town all weekend, but saw that it was coming in, and I was like, we'll see. And it came through. There was some pictures. I saw some of the on the lake, some video that was shot, like when the front came through, and it looked like wintertime when those fronts come through with all that wind. It's a pretty strong front. Jeremy Rowlands, I made it for this one. Wind is bad, but the kids playing in the background is cool. Thanks, man. Yeah. I might end up trying to, let me see, I'm going to try and move this around. I feel like this is just not going to work. Let's see. Y'all bear with me. That's still just as windy over there. Let's see. I'm trying to see how to do this better. Man, I guess it's not too bad. The wind's not non-stop, hopefully, but thanks for being here, Jeremy, by the way. I appreciate it. Storming, man. It's storming over there. Yeah, we had a little bit of rain this morning. Not a lot, but some. Devin Norman just got done building a room. Nice. Thanks for being here, Devin. Malco, I had some luck with Minnows, a few on jigs. What color of jigs this time of year? Mel Cow, man, that's more up to your confidence. As far as color, I'm not too big on color. Y'all know that. Just any basic color like black and chartreuse, white and chartreuse, that kind of stuff will work. Depending on the watercolor, I like the little more translucent when the water's clear, and then more bright when the water's muddy. But other than that, color's not too much of a big deal. That's the thing, you know, y'all. So I use, when it's this time of year and it's hot, I use Minnows a good chunk of the time. I haven't done it this year, but I'm gonna start. I'm going to start having Minnows with me for the most part from here on till about October. Jerry Ward, thanks for being here. Gary, I think I always get Jerry and Gary back and forth. But thanks for being here. South Carolina in the house. Raul, what's going on? Hope you've been doing well, buddy. Louisiana in the building, says Devin. A little blurry. Is it blurry? Shandell Holiday, Mississippi in the place. What's up? Thanks for being here. Santee Cooper. Texas in the building. Hugo. Yeah, Slab nailed it right there. So this chair is like going back and forth too. It's just one thing after another. So Slabbuster says in the dead of summer he likes minnows and smaller hair jigs, and that is exactly me as well. So if I'm gonna have to use a jig in the summertime, I'm gonna use two different things. I'm gonna use a small hair jig, feather jig, or a smaller profile plastic. Like in the video with the mayfly hatch, that little jig, those little jigs right there do a lot better in the summertime than big plastics do, at least for me. And then to me, to be honest, it's hard to beat a minnow in the summertime in general. Bobby Guitar Ray, thanks for being here. Ever been to Richland Chambers? I have fished there a few times. A little far for me, so I don't get there as much as I would like, but it's a good lake from what I hear. Seems to have gotten better. Awesome. Hopefully it's good now. Jeremy, sounds a lot better. Stormed all day and rained 1 1/4 inch here. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of rain. It barely rained enough to even get the streets wet over here. Raul, I went fishing on the boat last week, couldn't find it, but we had a good time. Oh, no worries. Yeah, man, that's tough. Yeah, it's tough right now in certain places. I'm going to try and get on Wednesday. Nice, Raul. Hope you get into them. Yep, Slab's right. Small minnows are better summer. Shiners are better during the spawn. That's right, Slab. Gary says, Slab, I'm 1 hour away from Sanger. Nice. Television pilot. There he is. What's up? Asleep at the Reel. What's up? Chris, hope you're doing well. Santee Cooper. Pescondo Corn Roger, what's up, man? I know my hair is like not the best, but I got that vacation hair going on. Got a little more sun than I would like, but I'm alright. Didn't burn, so that's good. Sophia, how are you doing? Good to see you on here. Crop Express, good. Parents came into town, so we've been visiting family. Awesome, Crop Express. You gotta love it when family comes to visit. Chuck Smith from Florida. Y'all bear it with me. There's just like kids right here now playing. Mr. Cowlick, yeah, I always got that kind of thing going on. It looks like Hugo. Raul Mendez, I've been all over Louisville Lake, but still I can't find it. Just a few under the bridge. Raul. So I've fished Louisville twice in the last week and a half or so. I fished. Where did I fish? So I fished on the northwest side on some telephone poles. In that video, I think you saw that video. So I caught some fish there. Not a lot, but the conditions weren't the best, so I feel like I could have done better on a different day. And if I had minnows, that probably would have helped. But that's a good place to start, Raul. And then also on the Little Elm side of the lake, that timber over there is holding fish. Me and Fredo went over there and fished Friday and did pretty good. I've got to edit that video, but not on Friday. What day was that? One day last week, I done forgot which day it was. I think it was the 16th, if I remember right. But we fished over there in that timber, did pretty good. I caught quite a few fish on jigs, and he caught some on minnows. I think minnows probably just in general would have been better, but jigs work good. You know, you just kind of have to hop from tree to tree, but they're over there. I'll be putting that video out here pretty soon. Oh, for sure, Hugo. Oh, for sure, man. No worries, man. Roger. Oh, Roger. Happy Father's Day, buddy. Thanks. Same to you and all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day. Hope everyone got out and enjoyed themselves this weekend. Slab says he can see that beach glow on me. Yeah, I got a little bit too much sun, but I put sunscreen. You can ask, you know, the wife too. I put sunscreen on 5 or 6 times, and I still got a little color. Yeah, that was a nice striper you caught, Roger. Man, I need to get up there and do that. It's been so long since I've been up there and caught any stripers. Yeah, Raul, so that's a good place to start. Really and truly, Raul, any kind of vertical cover on the lake's going to have fish. I wanted to get over to the toll bridge. I'm sure the toll bridge has a few fish on it, and I probably will get out there at some point, but I need the wind to be right and to get out there and do it. But that's a good place to start, as well as the Little Elm Timber side. Hugo, getting used to the LiveScope yet? No, man, I actually took it out Thursday. I was actually off most of the week, but Thursday I took it out for a little bit, like an hour. I think it was like an hour or two, not very long, just to kind of make sure everything worked and all that. And I got it out there. It took me it's pretty embarrassing, but it took me about 30 minutes, 45 minutes to figure out that I had the transducer on backwards. So I was pointing it what I thought was forward, and I was seeing brush behind me, and I could not figure out what was going on. So I finally figured out that I had to turn it around and got zoned in, and that worked. So didn't catch any crappie, but the lake I was on was super flooded. And then the fish out there, like minnows, I didn't have any minnows with me. I was fishing a little deeper than I would have liked, but just with the lake level, I didn't have a choice. So, but I really was impressed. I actually saw a sand bass swimming through and raised up, and boom, he hit. It was pretty cool to see that. So just kind of wanted some confirmation. Glad that I got, the direction figured out and all that. So hopefully this week I'll be able to get out and really hone in and actually catch some fish with it. So that's the plan. But I think the wind's supposed to blow like 20, so that's going to be fun. Oh, you bet, Raul. Hope that helps. But yeah, it's Hugo, there's going to definitely be, I mean, I'm sure you know, there's a learning curve for sure, and it's definitely going to take me a little time to zone in on that, but I can't wait to get out there and actually, get in an area where I feel like there's some fish. And like I said, here I was just kind of testing it. So, oh, Crop Express went down to South Padre for the weekend. I'd never been down there. It's a long drive. We actually drove down. Well, I actually drove down there. Long drive there and back, but it sure is pretty down there. Blue water. It was fun. Slab buster rained here all weekend. Glad I went Friday night. Knew that tropical storm was coming. Oh yeah, it came that way. It's funny, Slab. We were actually thinking about going out to Alabama this weekend instead of South Padre, but we decided on South Padre, and it's crazy how that worked out. They had that little storm blow in, and it's crazy how that works out. Fredo, sorry everybody was making jigs. No worries, man. Thanks for being here, Fredo. There's a fly or something over here. Hugo, lots of people do that at the beginning. Glad you got that figured out. Any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll help if I can. Awesome, Hugo. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been told that that's a pretty common thing to have happen, is to have that reverse, but I have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure I went off of the instructions and how it said to orient it, and it was backwards. So I don't know if the instructions are wrong or if I just didn't pay attention or what. Crop Express, did you put the transducer on also to check out the side imaging? I have not Crop Express. To be honest, I don't plan on using it for that. I have that Lowrance. Not sure. And then actually from the LiveScope that I could tell is I can pretty much kind of scan with it. Sorry. I can pretty much kind of scan with it and see. Like I went and found some brush piles that I know where they're at, but I didn't. I had the GPS. Like I have left it at home, and I just kind of honed in on the area and scanned around and found it that way. Slab, what I like about LiveScope the most is how far out you can scan out in front of you for brush piles and stuff like that, especially on a new lake. Yep. Excuse me, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, I think I'll be able to get away, you know, obviously on some scale, I'll be able to kind of scan with that as well and figure out places to fish on new bodies of water. But Jeremy Rowland's 132nd ounce silver yellow hair jig with little eyes on the head are my go-to mayfly hatch bite. Nice. Yep, that'll get bit for sure. That will get bit. Thank you, Hugo. Yeah, y'all be sure to hit that thumbs up if y'all enjoy. You know, YouTube really likes those thumbs up. Chuck Smith, some of those transducers, they should say to the front on them. They should, because I'm pretty sure I did this one by the instructions and it was backward. And that's why I was like so confused. I was like, I know I put this on right. And it was funny. I remember like, I was like, why is this brush pile always behind me? I know I'm like, it was in front of me and now it's behind me. It's just funny. Hugo says Fredo's banned. Yep, Slab, that's where we were kind of thinking of going, that area. Just decided on Sal Padre last minute. Lisa Johnson, thanks for being here. Hope you're doing well. Got a little gust of wind coming through. I'll kind of wait for it to settle down. Hurricane coming through here. That front that came through today was no joke, like one of the strongest summer fronts that I can remember. That thing meant business. Fishing with Fredo, she's hurting pretty good right now. She had another procedure, so she is resting, but is trying to pass some more stones. Oh no, Fredo. Man, just know that, you know, we're thinking about her and she'll definitely get through. I know it's rough right now, but she'll get through. Yeah, I had no idea, buddy. That's no good. Hopefully she gets some rest and feels better real soon, man. Slab, I would have to go around Mobile Bay to get to Gulf Shores coming from your way. Yeah, I would. I had to go around. We were thinking about it, but it was funny. Just for some reason, we just decided, yeah, you're good, Slab, man. It does it to me, too. Hugo says you're unbanned now, Fredo. Thank you, Nightbot Hugo. Yeah, Sophia, a lot of wind. Yeah, we're doing well. Thank you so much, Lisa. Really appreciate that. Jeremy, yeah, you know, I always wanted to get it. Yeah, I know that I've, you know, kind of said in some videos that, you know, this video is no LiveScope, but that's just the means that I had, and I wanted to show that it can still be done without LiveScope. But LiveScope's just going to make things easier. It's not going to change anything. It's just going to make it easier for me to find and get on fish. And it's going to help me be more efficient, especially like days that it's windy and I got this certain area to fish. I can scan everything and just really hone in on the fish. And so, like I said, I haven't got out and really fished with it yet, Jeremy, but I know when I do, I'm going to be like, it's so worth the money. So worth the money. And actually, you know, depending on what, you know, how big you want to go on these units, they have, I mean, you can really get a good deal on one now. I mean, I think it's because of all the new, you know, Lowrance and Humminbird and all that coming out with all their stuff. I think it's helped drive the price down a little bit. At least that's what I think. I don't know. But there's some deals to be had out there for LiveScope setup that won't break the bank. I fish with Fredo. She's a little frustrated, but we definitely appreciate everyone's prayers and thoughts. Oh yeah, I bet she is. I couldn't imagine. But I know she'll get through it, and it'll be, you know, better in the long run for sure. Slab Fredo. I've had kidney stones twice in my life. They are no joke. I feel for her. Sorry, y'all. We got another gust of wind coming through. It's real gusty. It just comes and goes. Y'all can see the trees over here. Yeah, I've actually had kidney stones a couple times myself, and like Slab said, they are no joke. K King, thanks for being here. Hey kid, what is your go-to depth this time of early summer? It's a good question. And K King, I'm not sure where you're from, but around here in DFW, it's funny. There's a lot of lakes fish differently as far as depths. There's some lakes that that fish shallower, and there's some lakes that fish deeper. Waco area. Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking like Lake Waco. I know that lake fishes pretty shallow, if I remember right. Me, I would look anywhere from 15 to 25 foot. That's my depth range. If I had to look and narrow it down just in general, 15 to 25 foot is where I look for my fish this time of year. I hope that helps. Fredo, I hope you all had a blast out there, kid and family. Yeah, we did. Didn't even fish, didn't film, didn't do anything. Just kind of went down there and just relaxed. It was really nice. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Yep. I can't wait. Yeah, Fredo, you don't want them. They are no joke. I'm sure you know. Jeremy, I've had the same attitude about it. I'm going to have to get one to keep up with everyone else. Yeah, and that was part of it too. You know, it's really hard to compete, especially from a kayak, without it. It really is. Fredo, I'm sorry I didn't even have a chance to tell everyone I wasn't doing my live stream Saturday, but I seriously had my hands full. Oh, no worries, man. No worries. Fredo, besides gout, it's some of the worst pain I've ever had. Gout hurts worse, I think. I almost cried. It hurt so bad, man. Yeah, Slab, I've heard that's pretty rough too. I haven't had that, but I know those stones are no joke. Awesome, Jerry. Oh, you bet, K King. Yeah, and Earl's right. You know, it just depends really. Sometimes that water's deep and those fish will suspend based on, you know, cloud cover, sun, watercolor's a big one. It just really depends, you know. Thanks, Slab, man. I hope I can appeal to everyone, even if you don't have LiveScope, you know. Oh, nice, Fredo. Yeah, from what I saw, I just wanted to wanted to just go ahead and go with the Garmin. Especially, I found the unit. Bass Pro had the unit on sale for $200 off, so I just like had to jump on the opportunity. Crop Express, what kind of depths were you fishing on Louisville? I would say anywhere from, what is it, about 15 to 25 foot, roughly about the same, like I said, 15, 25, somewhere like that. And that's from both trips, not only the trip that I took, but the trip that me and Fredo went on. Thanks again, Fredo, for having me out. I really enjoyed it. Jeremy, I've had gout, worst pain I've ever had. Oh, no. Excuse me. I hope I don't ever get that. Does not sound like fun. Sophia, one reason that I missed your lives because I went to New York and on the road didn't have a lot of Wi-Fi. Oh, no worries, Sophia. That's awesome, though. I hope you had fun in New York. I've never been to New York. I have an eye bobber, says Roger. Hey, man, you gotta make do with what you have, you know. I mean, and I actually had I think it was an eye bobber. Can't remember which one it was, but to fish with from the bank and the creeks and stuff. You excuse me, you definitely have to you know, do as what you can, like me with the kayak. And I'm just, you know, lucky that I was able to finally get LiveScope, and I know it's gonna help, but I definitely, you know, it's definitely not needed. Definitely not needed. Slab, Garmin is the king on the scope and catching bird on SI. Yep. Garmin's hard to beat with that LiveScope, from what I can tell. Andy Chase, do you think it's best to fish for crappie in the creeks right now or the lake? The lake for sure, Andy. Lake by far. I'd say 90% of the fish are back out in the lake. There's always some fish that are always resident fish in those creeks, but not enough numbers to really pursue. If that makes sense. Fredo says he doesn't remember. It was hot that day, man. It was hot. Really, really hot. But we had fun. We had fun. Yeah, we did Crappie Express. I'm gonna edit it and put it out pretty soon myself. I just hadn't had time, been gone all weekend to put it together and get it up. Oh, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Awesome, Sophia. I need to get out that way. Fredo says he's so far on videos, it's not even funny. Fishing with Spies. Sponsor hints. Rods sponsor. Fishing with Fredo is a dang pavilion. Oh yeah, that pavilion took a lot of time. Oh, you got it done? Awesome, man. Glad you got it done. One right after the other. Television pilot, I seen a guy launch one of those castable finders when his line broke. Yeah, that's the kind of bad thing with those. You definitely want some braid or something like that on those, because you don't want to lose those. I forgot how much. I think I paid $100 and something for the one I had. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna say, you know, so the purpose of this live, I wanted to kind of, you know, I'll admit too, I used to be like that too back in the day. I used to be, you know, jigs, wouldn't even mess with minnows. But this time of year, there's been so many times that I've seen minnows make a difference between not only getting bit, but getting nice fish and nothing, or versus nothing with jigs. So I'm a little later this year than I would have liked to have been, but minnows are going to have a place in my kayak from here on out till about October. Roughly about October is when I start switching back over to jigs. But that's the thing, you know, I want to say, if y'all get out there, don't pass up the opportunity to get some minnows and bring them along with you, because they can really make a difference. I remember vividly several times, and this is kind of where, you know, I'm very visual, so I like to see things in order to kind of gauge my opinion and, you know, put my opinion and form an opinion, I guess. But I went out to my home lake and found a brush pile. This is back when I had the boat. Found the brush pile, and it was absolutely loaded. I mean, hundreds of fish on this brush pile. I'm not kidding, hundreds of fish. Sorry, there's some more wind gust. And I remember I dropped down on these fish, and when I pulled up on it, I thought I was about to wear them out, you know, like limit here, no problem. Well, pulled up on them, and they would not. I think what had happened is I caught one or two, and that was it, they quit. And I remember, for whatever reason, I had minnows with me this day. And I think what it is I had been struggling catching fish. I've been having to work for them. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to bring some minnows. Let's just see. And sure enough, catch one or two with the jig, and they would stop. I'd drop down with a minnow. That first drop, boom, 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 just one after another after another. And that's when it clicked. I was like, you know what, these fish want minnows. And so from then on, I made it a point to not limit myself and take minnows with me. And to this day, it's saved countless trips from being bad trips. So definitely recommend, you know, don't pass up the chance to put some minnows in put some minnows on the hook and drop them down, because those fish this time of year just cannot stand a minnow. You would swear there's no crappie in a lake, and drop a minnow down and boom, catch one. It's just funny how it is. It really is. Jeremy Rollins, it's off topic, but have you ever been hogging for catfish? Check out Arky's Catfish Noodling on Facebook. That's me. Okay, nice. Yeah, I haven't done that, but I definitely check it out, man, for sure. I haven't done a lot of catfishing in general. Fredo and I are gonna get out there and do some catfishing when we get a little better weather. We had the crappie fish on the day we went. It was just too nice not to. Fishing with Fredo in the past summers, I've had very good success chopping up little tiny pieces of minnow and putting them on the jig. Yep, I've done that too, and that does help. That does help. Slab, worst thing about minnows is keeping them alive in the summer heat, even with a bubble hickey. Oh, with the little things, yeah. So with that, like Hugo says, toss some ice bottles or some ice in that water to cool that water down. That's what you want to do. If you're going to have them in a cooler or something like that, bucket, sorry, you want to have a couple things. You want to have that water cool, and you want to have a bubbler in there. And that bubbler will make a big difference, as well as that cool water. And so the trying to think. So like for me in the kayak, I have them in one of those yellow Fraybill breathable minnow buckets. I'm not sure if y'all have seen those, but surprisingly, I put the minnows in that bucket and just drop them in the lake water. Even though the lake water is hot, it's still lake water, and it's, you know, oxygenated. Especially up on top, that water is real oxygenated, and so the minnows do pretty well up there. So that's how I do them a lot of times in the kayak. But back when I had the boat, I had a little cooler up there, and I'd put ice in there and cool that water down. You got to cool that water down if you have them in that if you have them in a bucket or cooler like that. But if you don't, they will not last long. They might not even make it to the lake. Barfly jigs are good for a couple hours, but that's it. Minnows all day in summer. Jigs work good. Yeah, that's the thing. Jigs will work a little better early in the morning or later in the day, just when those fish are feeding more. But come middle of the day, those fish want minnows. Man, Fredo, I'd love to, but I gotta work tomorrow. I would love to though, buddy. Slapbuster Hugo, good idea. Keep water cool, but when you put them in the 90+ lake, they die. Yep, that's the thing too. Sorry. So sometimes that's the thing, you don't want that water super cold to where it shocks those minnows. Sorry, we got wind coming through again. But you don't want kids just screaming like crazy. And you definitely don't want that water too cold to where it shocks them when you put them in that lake water. So you kind of want it cool, but not cold, if that makes sense. And I guess that's probably why the minnow bucket thing works good too, because it's already lake temperature. They're already accustomed to it. Maybe they just adjust that way. I don't know. Chuck Smith, if nothing else, you control a minnow if you're set on using a jig. Yep, sure can, Chuck. Raul Mendez, I never fished with minnows. Yeah, Raul, they can make a big difference. They will make a big difference. Making Waves TV, minnows are cheap enough, and frozen bottles in a bubble box work great. My wife uses them as a backup, even tipping a jig. Yep. Right on, man. That's how you do it. Yep, hopefully so, Hugo. Slab, I've noticed with minnows where you get them is to how long they live. I've noticed. Yep. It depends on where you go. There's certain places that I trust that are going to have good minnows, and places that don't cheap out on the minnows. There's some places that you'll pay for 3 dozen and they'll give you 2 dozen. But, you know, just from the naked eye and just glancing at them when you get them, you're not going to know the difference. And that is not cool. So there's certain places I like to go, and that's it. Jeremy, if you keep the minnows about 6 inches below the surface, works best for me. Yep. That water's a little cooler down there too. Mike Hallmark, awesome. The 4G works out west. Nice, man. Thanks for being here, Mike. Fredo, I saw an aerator that has solar panel built in. Nice. Yeah, that's what you need. That's the thing, you know, those batteries, you know, that's the thing, you gotta have batteries for those battery powered ones. If you run out of batteries, then You kind of had luck on that. Spies, they probably know you, kid, and they are screaming because they met a famous YouTuber named Kid Crappie. Oh man, I'm not. I wish I was that big, but I appreciate it, Spies. No, there's just some places that are just good, you know, good places to deal with. You know, they really they're not about, how do I put it? They're not about, you know, taking your money. They're about, you know, taking care of you, and that's what I like, and that's what, you know, like for example, when I go to Grapevine, Yates Corner Store, that's the only place I get minnows from on that lake. But the bad thing is sometimes they don't have them. But Yates Corner Store on Grapevine, hands down the best minnows on the lake, for sure. Barfly, those blue ice box from Walmart cost $188 and don't thaw out as fast as frozen water bottles. Yep, I have some of those, Barfly, and use those. Those are great. Those little frozen, I don't know what you call them, but they're like the ice block things that you put in the freezer. Yep, Hugo's right. Always hooked to the lips too. Might lose them a lot, but gets the best survival chance. Yep, that's the way I do it too, Hugo. Barfly, some places don't take care of the minnows tanks and the minnows die fast regardless. Yep. Right on, man. That's exactly right. I have the rechargeable aerator, says Fredo, but it's a pain in the butt sometimes because you forget to charge it. Yep. Slab, I run solar panels on my trolling motor batteries, work great. Nice. That's awesome, Slab. I didn't know you can do that. That's pretty cool. Thanks, Hugo. I appreciate it. Well on the way for sure. I'm just here for the ride, you know, wherever it sees fit, you know, the future, that's where I'm gonna go. So gonna do the best I can, and you know, keep it, you know, be honest with y'all as I can, and just see where it goes. Fredo, on Lake Louisville, go to Lakeview grocery store across from Little Lamb Boat Ramp. They always hook me up with more minnows. Nice. And that's the thing, you know, that a lot of minnow places don't realize it, but by doing that, it'll you know, throwing a couple extra minnows or not being as, like, you know, cut and dry with them will help in the long run because people will want to come back. They know they're not getting, you know, cut short. So, oh, thank you, Spies. Appreciate it. Timothy G, thanks for being here. Joe Pool Crappie, you're on something different right now. Bite is bad. Yeah, Timothy, I did a video. Sorry. Another gust of wind coming. Timothy, I did a video a few videos back in my report. It was bad. It was really, really tough and slow. Hopefully when the lake gets settled back down, it'll kind of straighten out. Maybe I'll go out there and maybe find some out there once it does, but it's really tough. There's a really big gust of wind coming across the park. Jeremy, if you get lithium batteries for your bubbler, they last 3 times longer. Just don't let them get wet. Nice. Yeah, lithium seems to be the way to go for a lot of things. Yeah, Earl's right. It's been tough for a long time over there for some reason. Slab, yeah, kid, you can get them pretty cheap on eBay. A lot of different sizes also. Nice. Yeah, make sure y'all, you know, leave a thumbs up if you enjoy. As always, Super Chat or Cash App is there if you feel the need to donate. It really helps me out and gives me more opportunity to get more content out there for y'all. So, Crop Express wind is out of the north. It feels good over here by the lake. Yeah. Oh yeah, I bet it is over there. I bet it's really blowing in on that way. Pretty nice. It's pretty nice over here too. It definitely feels cool. I'm surprised. The humidity's gone. It's just crazy that it's, you know, end of June and we're having a cold front. Dutch 1722. Sorry y'all, this camera's too hot for minnows. Ice and bubble them and they still die down, tipping single hooks. With worm on Bobby Garland shad. Yeah, Dutch, it sounds like you might be getting them from a bad place, buddy. If they're dying that quick with all that, then something's not right. wind gust is really getting it. Roger, time to go back home, buddy. Thanks for the tips. No worries, buddy. Thanks for being here. Y'all be sure to check out Pescando con Roger. Got some great content over there. Fishing with Fredo. Fishing with Fredo, trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers. So y'all be sure to support him. Check him out. Barfly as well. Trying to think who else I missed. Jeremy 71 with no humidity here. Nice. It feels pretty. I don't know exactly what degrees it is, but it's pretty nice. Raul cocktail. Cameroon. Oh, nice. For dinner. Shrimp cocktail for dinner, says Raul. That's a good combo, man. Thanks so much for the support, Raul. Oh, it does, Earl. That's no lie, man. Especially being down there on the beach. It was so humid. Really humid. Fredo says keep him at 950. Come on, man. You know you don't want to be at 950. Sky's the limit, buddy. Slabby do. Puddle Walkers outdoors. Weather is great here, but after the rain, most folks are fishing on the main street. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't rain a lot here, but I'm sure it did in other places. The river over here is pretty full, but that's just from the lakes releasing. Fishing with Spies, gotta go see you, kid. Oh, no worries, Spies. Thanks for being here, buddy. You have a good one. But yeah, so, you know, minnows in the summertime, just don't leave home without them. You know, and I'm open-minded on here, you know. Obviously, you know, if you have experience better with jigs and minnows this time of year, by all means, you know, I just genuinely want everyone to have success. You know, I don't want to, you know, come on here and say one way or the other just because that's not my experience. I want to, you know, kind of show that even that, you know, you have to kind of stay open, you know. But if it works for you, the reason I've moved around to minnows is because I've struggled. So if you're not having trouble, by all means, you know, keep doing what you're doing for sure. But if you are struggling, you do find yourself struggling, you know, take some minnows along with you. It can make a big difference sometimes. Nice, Raul. You go, yeah, I've been on a boat without them, watch the crappie, lick my jig, and then just swim off. Yep. And that's the thing too. I'm really interested to see how that goes. Hugo on the LiveScope. I'm interested to see how they react to the jig versus the minnow, especially on my home lake. On Grapevine, that I know those fish are really weird this time of year. And that was the case when I was out there testing the LiveScope out the other day. Them fish were just real. You could tell they just did not want nothing to do with it. I had one fish follow the jig halfway up and turn away. And at that point, I already knew that lake is a minnow lake, so I already knew I was kind of fighting an uphill battle on that, but I was kind of hopeful that it wouldn't be. Puddle Walker, on the main lakes, we do a lot better with the minnows, but the jigs stay king on our creeks. I think most of that is part of the variance of water temperature. Yeah, nice, man, yeah. In the winter time, and that's the funny thing, you know, the rest of the time of year, the winter, the fall, the spring, I don't ever use minnows. It's just a summer thing. Jeremy Rollins, Beaver Lake is 13 foot above pool and is muddy, and it's been that way for 4 weeks. Oh, no. That's crazy. I thought Beaver Lake is Beaver Lake pretty clear usually? I think I remember seeing that it's pretty clear usually. It's got a lot of black crappie in it too, I think I've heard. Oh yeah, Fredo. Yeah, man, if your jigs aren't getting bit, then it's just gonna be a tough day. It really is, man. Television pilot, I took a bunch, but they didn't do the job like hand tie. It's not the norm though, I'm not sure why. Yep, and that's, you know, kind of like Slab says, those small hand ties, or hand ties in general, they get a lot better bite than just plastic will this time of year. If I had, and someone had said somewhere I saw, if you had to fish with a jig, a feather jig or a plastic, what would you fish with right now? If I had to fish with a jig, if I had to, I couldn't use minnows, I'd definitely use a hand tie. And I'd have a couple sizes. I'd have a really small one and then one about normal size. And between those, something you're gonna find something they want. Hugo, definitely a cool thing to witness. You're gonna see that a lot. So frustrating. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes. Armando, there he is. Thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate that, Armando. Hope you're doing well. Too much angry, Fredo. You need a tie. I'm not an angry. I'm just agitated, Vicky jig. There you go. Hugo, where do you hook your minnows? I hook them through the lips, Jeremy. They just seem to stay on the hook better. If you hook them through the back, they seem to they'll pull off a little easier, and I don't really like that. Yep, Armando, minnows have been key on Louisville lately. Yep, that's typically how it is, man. Raul, which lake is better for crappie, Louisville or Joe Pool? Raul, it's Louisville, and it's not even close. Joe Pool's, I mean, it's not bad, but it definitely isn't Louisville as far as crappie. Sorry, y'all, we got another hurricane gust coming through. Y'all can see the trees in the background. Slab Buster, I love marabou hair jigs in the summer. It's that hair action really helps. Yep, it really does. Jeremy, super clear. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's crazy it's that muddy. Just all that water. Fredo, that's when you got to bust the dynamite out. Yep, that's right, man. Slab, yeah, I don't have a scope, but I've used one a lot. It's tough seeing them not bite. Yep. Yep, Armando said there's no fish in Joe Pool. Nothing but Joe Pool specials over there, says Armando. Yep, I agree, Jeremy. A lot better presentation. And like I said, they don't pull off the hook as easy. Yes, Slab, says Hugo. It's like in your mind, you're begging the crappie to bite it. Yep. Chuck Smith, what tail do you tie mostly for crappie, deer hair, or marabou? Actually, so marabou or what is it, neck hackle, I think it is, or the feathers. I like those a lot better than the bucktail and stuff like that personally, or or bucktail. I guess bucktail and deer hair are the same thing. Gary, have you hooked your minnows to the eyes? I have, but I found that they don't last very long when you do that. I just really have better luck with the hooking them through the lips. My grandpa, I remember, he always hooks them through the back. That's just how he's done it, you know, all for years. And sorry, we got kids. So it's funny, he's done it. They work that way, you know, but I've just found that they pull off a little easier that way. If you're, you know, yanking or you miss a fish or something, they'll tend to pull off. Oh, Slab, all my friends have scopes. I don't. Oh, man. You're doing pretty well, though, man. You seem like you don't need it, buddy. You're doing good. Saltwater hackle, says Fredo. Hugo, yep, it'll make you stay too long and start begging them to bite. Yep. Puddle walker, man, you know, that's another thing I want to say too, you know. So I've seen it a couple times now that, you know, someone's saying that, you know, how do I say it? Like, I wish I can get on fish. I don't have a boat. But I'll tell you, you know, you don't have to have a boat to catch fish right now. You know, like I've done it, you know, I have some videos on it. You can go to Academy, or I'm not sure if Academy has them, but Bass Pro, Cabela's, you can go over there and get you a float tube for like $100. And if you want to get real fancy, you can get a one-man pontoon like I had for like $200 on Amazon. put you some, you know, throw those waders on, hop in, and pedal out to a spot, bridge or something, and some timber, and you can catch all the crappie you want. I think, you know, it's now I admit it's more work than having a boat for sure, and a boat's way easier and more efficient, but you know, you don't have to have it. You can get out there in a float tube or a one-man, and then gets till you're in the water, so you're cooler in the summertime. And you know, in the wintertime, just throw you some waders on and you're good to go. Go drop it in a creek somewhere, and as long as you're safe, and catch plenty of fish. Nice. Sleep at the Real. Chris says, y'all be sure to check out his channel as well. Sleep at the Real Outdoors. I'm not sure if I said that, but started hooking his to the mouth. Yep, that's the way to do it. Yeah, Chuck, hackle is kind of tough. It definitely is. Jeremy, a lot of times, a double rig, minnow rig will get inactive fish to bite for me. Yep. Sorry. I think they're having a screaming contest over here. Sorry, y'all. Mark Williams, what's up? Thanks for being here, buddy. Sorry, y'all. You would be, man. Slab would be getting them fish like crazy with the scope. Sorry. All of a sudden, they want to start screaming. Chris, I gotta go. Got a biologist from Mississippi coming in tonight. Talk about why their fish are so big. Y'all be sure to check out his live after mine. He says he's got biologists from Mississippi coming on to talk about why those fish over there are so big. I'm gonna be over there myself. I'm interested to see what he has to say. Y'all be sure to check him out. Chris, Sleep at the Real Outdoors. Gonna be going live right after mine at 8 o'clock. Yeah. Waiting's fun, though. I love waiting myself, too. Plastic has not been good for me on the lake the past few days. Yep, Jeff, thanks for being here, by the way. Yeah, try some minnows or some feather jigs and see if it helps. Yeah, that's true, Chuck. I wouldn't do that over there in Florida, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be a good one over there at Chris's live. Yeah, Hugo, Asleep at the Real Outdoors, going live at 8 o'clock. Biologist from Mississippi talking on there. I can't wait for it myself, so I'll be over there for sure. Did barflies show up at your place and is screaming? Oh, thank you, Raul. Oh, he said for Hugo. Sorry, I'm all like, I'm over here looking at all of them. Not feed to the channel. Oh, you're good, Hugo. Man, Fredo, he was he kind of liked it, but then he didn't. You know, that salt water, and he loved the sand. He got in the sand, and right off the bat, he got it on his hands and didn't like it, and started rubbing his face and getting in his eyes, and just, he had fun. But he had fun, we had fun. I wish he was a little bigger. He was a little bit of a handful, you know, just traveling and all that. But he probably won't remember this when he's older, but we had fun. Can't wait to take him again when he's a little older and actually be able to enjoy it a little more. Raul, man, Louisville's a good lake. Like I said, gives you some minnows, and go try those areas that I said, and you should do good. You should do good. Poor kid, I've done that before, but as an adult. I've done it too, man. That's funny. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping things up and get off here. That way you have time to get settled in and jump over to Chris's live. I'm going to be over there myself. Can't wait to see what's going on over there and live, and see what the biologist has to say. Catching with Key TV. Y'all be sure to check him out as well. Thanks for being here, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, he was running all over the beach. He was just running everywhere and trying to like get into kids' sand castles and all that, knocking it over and running toward the ocean and just doing a bunch of stuff. But oh, thanks, Chuck. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for being here. All right, y'all. So thanks so much for being here. I hope this helps, you know, with as far as the minnows in the summertime. It will definitely help you on some days. Yeah, he did, Earl. He did. Thanks, Slab, so much for the support. Always good talking to y'all. Awesome, Raul. Bye, Solange. Bye, Sophia. Y'all take it easy, and we'll see you on the next one. Everyone stay safe, and we'll catch y'all next time.